EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the outskirts of the nation's capital. It's Northwest Stadium in Landover, the home of the Commanders. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the Seattle Seahawks and the Washington Commanders. With Greg Olson, I'm Mike Tirico, and this is Spencer Schrader to get things rolling. Off we go from Landover. He'll be out of bounds just past the 25. And now the first carry for Joe Mixon. And they'll gain about 6 there as it's up past the 35-yard line. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
Yeah, here we go. Under. 498.
Again, they'll give it to Mixon. And nothing doing there. Only back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be an early 3rd down coming up.
So everything this defense talks about, Mike, is creating negative plays. It's one of the best run defenses in football. Everything is about suffocating you at the line of scrimmage, make you work for everything you get.
3rd and short. Prescott out to his right. He'll try to run for it.
Good awareness there on 3rd down. He's thinking there's nothing there. Tuck it and head for the sticks. He's able to get the 1st down himself, avoid any big contact, and the biggest thing is he keeps the drive alive.
1st down, Seattle.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10.
Here we go, 47. Here we go, 46, 46. Yeah, here we go, 26.
A shotgun snap for Prescott. His first throw of the game is going to be intercepted. You get the ball to start the game thinking you'll score on offense. Instead, they allow the defense to be the first on the board in this one.
So now the question is, Mike, do you allow this to linger the rest of the day? You've dug yourself a pretty big hole here to start, but you've got to pick yourself up and realize this game is far from over, and we now got to get the ball back and establish some early rhythm.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Here's Smith to return it. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
They'll begin on the ground, and here's Mixon. And they'll bring him down around the 27-yard line. Patrick Queen, the linebacker. They'll have the tackle.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
2nd down and 8.
Kill.
From the shotgun, it's Dak. That's caught. It's Joe Mixon. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
He is met and dropped. Couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
This play here, Mike, is just all about the get-off of the defensive line. Watch how fast they go when that ball is snapped. Nowhere for this running back except to go down for a loss.
second down. It's Dak. A diving effort there, but he can't reel it in. It's incomplete. Dak Bryant, the target there. And it'll be third down.
And you don't earn the reputation this guy has, Mike, without having some really elite ball skills at your disposal. I mean, he's universally considered one of the best corners in the entire league. And when he makes plays like this, it's pretty easy to see why.
On third down, Prescott. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down. So on fourth down, they'll call on Braden Mann to punt. Now, fair catch will be taken out near the 35-yard line.
Will take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Here we go.
They'll run, and this is Kunshawn Judkins. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. They get 13 to begin the drive. It's a first down.
Well, we knew coming into this one, Mike, that we were going to see a lot of this guy, and we knew we'd see a lot of him early. If that first play is any indication of the rest of this game, this defense is going to have their hands full containing him.
On the quick, right?
Stroud to throw here on first down. That is incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up second down.
Second down and 10.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
He'll get this across midfield down to the 48. Jordan Davis, the man in the middle, brings it to an end.
That's the game of three. It's third and 7.
Here's third and 7.
Here we go.
From the gun, here's Stroud. His throw, left side, what's a slaw? He's got it. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. Well short of the first down marker.
And it seems like he just cut that route a little too short. He's got to get more depth on the initial stem, and that way he makes sure when he catches the ball, it's beyond the sticks.
On fourth down, Stroud. That'll be caught. It's Hunter. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. A gutsy call, but they pay it off. It's a gain of 17.
First down. First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
They'll come up here, first and 10.
Oh, right.
They'll give it here to Judkins. And he's able to push through the tacklers to pick up 6.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical gain here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
Looking for the pylon, but the official right there is going to mark them out of bounds at the 1-yard line. That is a gain of 20. What a chance now. First and goal coming up. This opening drive, it has been a work of art. Now, can they put the finishing touches on? Touchdown, Washington. That touchdown number 30 of the year. One shy of LaDainian Tomlinson's record of 31 touchdowns set back in 2006. Greg, offensive coordinator's script the start of the game. This script has read perfectly. What a great start for this offense.
It just seems like every play this offensive coordinator dials up is perfectly timed and then perfectly executed. They've been aggressive. They've been efficient right since the start of this one. And I'll tell you what, Mike, if they continue to build on this lead here early, This is going to be a long day for this defense.
And they'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field. Prescott on first down. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it will fall to the ground. It's incomplete. Ty Felton, the intended receiver that time. It's second down.
Here we go, go to 54, go to 54. Here we go. All right, man.
Operating from the gun. Here's Dak. Jalen Walker getting to the quarterback there for his 8th sack of the year.
10-yard loss on the play. It's third down.
So they'll talk over what to do on this third down play as we have hit the end of the first quarter. 14-0 is our score. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. So backed up after the sack, and now it's third and long. Now Prescott. He's got a receiver. It's Ty Felton. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a multi punt team. It's fourth down. Here's Braden Mann now. They'll be looking for something a little better than that first effort, which he shanked. Returnable from the 17. That could have broken for a bigger return, but as it is, nice job getting his offense a start out past the 30-yard line. Boy, some bulk in the formation on that right side here for 1st and 10.
All right.
Off the play fake. Here's Stroud. He'll get that to Quinshon Judkins. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
A bit of a quick hitter here. And what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short game.
Flush to his right. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. A gain of 24 through the air. Good for a Commander's first down.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
He's brought down at the 37-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
So, from the 37, here's 2nd down and 5.
Here we go. 18. What's up?
From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. That's caught by Harrison right side. And he will score! Marvin Harrison Jr. Touchdown Commander. 17 touchdowns now on the year. The extra point is good. And the Commanders will take themselves to a 21-0 lead.
Seahawks, nothing.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kicks away. Here's Smith to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Go to 54, go to 54. Why? Yeah. Here we go, 46. All right,
A first down throw for Prescott. The pass was gets home, and he goes down.
In what's been a pretty one-sided affair from the opening whistle, it just seems like it continues to get worse. This defense, they know they have them on the edge, and they continue to rush the quarterback the way they are. I'm not sure what this offense can do come the second half.
Second down, Prescott. That'll be taken in by Mixon. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down.
They were able to complete this pass, but how often do we see these running backs run these angle routes and they catch it in stride and run a hole through the defense? So, well, the defense gave up some yards here, but it could have been a lot worse.
He's got his tight end, that's Johnson. It'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line. An injured player down there, and that's the man they can't afford to lose. It is indeed Dak Prescott. Out of the gun, here's a give to Mixon. Will manage to get 2, maybe 3 on that carry. Aaron is there to make the stop.
So his team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
Under.
Now a second down throw for Prescott. That one underneath him to Mixon. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down.
So often for a defense defending the passing game, the most difficult guy to account for is the running back out of the backfield. So a really nice job here bringing him down before he has a chance to pick up any yards after the catch.
2 minutes to go here till halftime. We'll be back just outside the nation's capital after this. Here's a third down and 4. To throw is down, and that is incomplete.
I think he predetermined that third down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
Prescott to throw it on fourth down. That's taken in, and this is going to work out. They get the first down. It was 4th and 4, a little risk, but it pays off.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
They'll throw again. Dak. He'll get that out to Mixon. And he's in! Joe Mixon. Touchdown, Seattle. What a year. That is touchdown number 22 on the season. Well, that is a step in the right direction, finding the end zone. I don't know, Greg, could this be building some momentum for these guys, and that's important before halftime?
Absolutely, and I think the biggest thing this coach is trying to get across right now on the sideline, Mike, is let's just cut into this lead, and let's make it a one-score game at half. So they still got some work to do, but if they can go into halftime, regroup, catch their breath, just keep it close, give yourself a fighting chance here out of the break.
Here comes a return from the 5. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
All right.
On play action. Trapped. This one intercepted. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position. A huge chance to cut into the deficit.
And while the defender is going to get credit for the pick, Mike, I think he needs to go up on the sideline and thank his pass rush because they forced that bad throw. That is the perfect example of when the front pass rush and the back end coverage work together. Man, that was big time ball.
On the handoff, it's Mixon. And he'll get forward for about a yard. Abdul Carter there to bring him down.
At the 29-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8.
Yeah! Here we go.
A shotgun snap for Prescott. Up the middle, and it's complete to Felton. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
We're going to 54. Why here? 26.
Prescott on 3rd and 2. He's got his man. Right side. It's complete. And it looks like he's going to have a 1st down. Nothing fancy there. Short completion, but it yields a fresh set of downs.
A gain of 4 yards. 1st down, Seahawks.
On the ground, it's Mixon. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that. Here's 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll go right back to Mixon. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up 3rd down. Now a single, timeout called, 9 seconds left to play in this 1st half. Third down, they need 5.
47.
From the shotgun, it's Dak. The pressure, too much, and he goes down. And the offense will take one here. Timeout with 6 left on the 2nd quarter clock.
What a first half for this pass rush, huh, Mike? I mean, they have just completely dominated this game. They are in complete control, and you have to imagine this offensive line, there's got to be some adjustments up front. They just cannot allow their quarterback to continue to be hit. And at this point, they need all the points they can get. So kudos to them coming away with 3 before the half. But I think they're going to need an overall better performance offensively going forward if they plan on pulling off this 2nd half comeback.
And there'll be no return forthcoming, so the ball comes out to the 35.
35-yard line.
Now there's a throw out wide. Hey, this might be a double pass. Oh, he's got a man open, and it's caught. And it works to perfection. A double pass leading to a run into the end zone for a touchdown. Prater now on for the extra point. And the kick is good. So what a finish to his 1st half as they extend the lead.
Seahawks 10.
Why you all in my way? Taking up all of my space. You should get out of my way. You should get out of my way.
Very one-sided 1st half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The 3rd quarter is underway. Here we go on the return from the 1. Across the 20, they'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over.
They're on 24-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Drive starts with a run by Judkins. He'll burrow his way forward for a couple. It was Tyrell Dodson that time on the tackle.
A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
So, from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 7. Stroud. That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender, blotting his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force 3rd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
He's got his man. It's Harrison. Still going inside the 20. And he's going to take this one all the way. 73 yards. Touchdown, Washington. 3rd down. My focus, Greg, was on picking up the 1st down. Forget that. They go down the field and in the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, I don't think it was just your focus, Mike. I think in this case, it was the defense's focus. They're so worried about where that 1st down marker was that they allowed them to get that ball up and over the top for the deep strike touchdown.
Here's Smith to return it. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25.
They're on 24-yard line.
Dak going to throw it here on 1st down. This one caught by Felton. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to, what they call, punch and pivot and stop. That tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
Now Seattle going to use the first of their timeouts. Talk things over before 3rd down.
Kill! Yeah! Here we go!
Throwing is Prescott. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there. Make things difficult defensively. It sets up 4th down.
So here in the 2nd half, it's obvious the offense finds themselves in a tough spot, trailing by this many points. But really what makes it difficult is when you have to operate, Mike, in a comeback situation where you have to air the ball out every single play, it stresses your offensive line. It stresses your quarterback. It stresses your playmakers. It is just a really difficult way to play offensive football in the NFL, and they've got to do it really for the remainder of this half.
Here we go, 46.
On 4th down, they snap it to Dak. He's got his man complete to Johnson. And he's going to have a Seahawks 1st down. It's a gain of 12 on 4th down.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Yeah! 26.
Here's a give up the middle to Mixon. Not much there, maybe a yard.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
They'll run out of the gun with Mixon. And he's going to have a 1st down. Good run down inside the 45-yard line.
This is a guy who's been doing it at a high level, Mike, for a long time. Not too many running backs finding success in the NFL past the age of 30. That's usually when they kind of ride off into the sunset. But as always, there's the exception to every rule.
This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
So there's multiple factors, Mike, that make blitzes successful. So, of course, there's the initial design. Can you attack the vulnerabilities of the offense's blocking scheme? And then in this case, the next phase is the timing. You can see this linebacker knew exactly when that ball was going to be snapped. The offensive line had no chance to identify and pick him up, and he's able to bring him down for a loss.
They'll motion their tight end, Johnson.
We're going to 53.
On second down, it's Dak. This throw left side, taken in by Johnson. And he gets him 6 yards closer before going out of bounds. It's third down coming up. They'll run with Mixon. This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the line. Fourth down coming up.
So it's a pretty manageable third down, so they really have the option to run or pass. So they decide to keep the ball on the ground, which I don't mind as long as you've made the decision already that you're willing to use fourth down to pick up the rest of the yards. If not, I think that's a big mistake.
And that is not going to work. It is incomplete. They go for it on fourth and wind up turning it over on down.
Yeah, in this game, Mike, it's just gotten away from them here in the third quarter. They're pretty much forced every possession. They're going to have to go for it and really press the issue. And I'm not even sure if that's going to be enough to get them back into this one.
And he is planted backfield. Defenders crashing through. Blow up that play behind the line.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. They might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a third down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked, and with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
From the gun, here's Stroud. Down the field, but it falls incomplete. Travis Hunter was the intended target. And now it's fourth down. And a pretty good result there. That's out of bounds right at the 10-yard line.
Kill! Here we go, 46. Push. Good. Hey, kill! Here we go, 46.
First down, Prescott. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And a nice game, getting this to about the 23-yard line. And play halted for a moment. We have an injured Seahawk player. On the ground, that is Rashard Smith. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming. He's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Second and 10. Operating from the gun. Here's Dak. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time. Play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
Here we go.
On third down, Prescott. That is hard by Bryant. And a big strike for good yardage there, all the way up to midfield. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10.
Yeah, here we go. I take point, ain't it?
Fourth quarter begins on the ground. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2.
So I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. And whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays and more balance, both run and pass.
That one knocked away, and it's incomplete.
This is teach tape for man defense, Mike. I mean, he is not looking back at the quarterback at all. He is in the hip pocket of his receiver. He's staying in phase and in rhythm. And then he knows when the wide receiver's hands go up, attack the ball. And that's about as good as it gets.
Moving to his right. And that is incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for 3rd down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation. And for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
Offense staying out there for this 4th down. Play clock down to 0. That's going to be a delay. Going to leave the offense out there for 4th and long.
At 47.
Here's Dak to throw. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by the rookie out of LSU.
It makes sense to try to push the ball downfield, Mike, and go to the air when you find yourself trailing by this deficit. But it also makes you very predictable. You see the defense, they're in nickel personnel, extra defensive backs on the field. It gets that much harder to throw when the defense knows it's coming.
They'll run with Judkins to begin the drive. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Terrific starter there. Gain of 15 and a 1st down.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, Mike, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the 4th quarter, which typically means I had to lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 on the Seahawks.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Judkins. And he is out of bounds. Mark him at the 25. It's a pickup of 12. 1st down, Washington.
Here's a case of an offense just piling on. You're really imposing your will on the defense. Everyone in the stadium knows you're going to run it. The defense knows it. You know it. And no matter what they do, they have no answers whatsoever.
And they'll have 1st and goal. He is down inside the 10-yard line.
For that play to work, Mike, you have to distort the defensive line at the point of attack. And what that means is the offensive lineman You need one of them to win their block. Move the defender out of his gap. Because when you do, you can see there is a nice run lane for the back to hit.
To the 5-yard line.
Tackle made at the 5-yard line. A gain of 3 brings up 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal. They'll go play action with Stroud. That is hard. What a job to keep the play alive. Marvin Harris Jr. Touchdown Commanders. That's his 3rd touchdown of the game. He's got 19 on the year.
Makes the score.
Greg, in the end zone again. I'm running out of different ways to say touchdown. They're doing it so often here today.
Mike, some offensive play callers, once they get the lead, it's just milk the clock and let's get out with a win. But not this coach. He is trying to score every single time they possess the ball.
He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. They'll begin this on the ground with Smith. And he goes forward. Good gain on that one. Pick up 8 out to the 33-yard line.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd.
Here's 2nd and 2.
Hey, kill.
Now Prescott. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
The biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient. But at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
3rd and short. Prescott. And he's very close to a first down, but it doesn't look like he got there. And yes, they're going to mark him a yard short. They'll motion their tight end, Johnson.
Go to 54. Why?
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. This one, incomplete. The defense up to the challenge there. They force the incompletion, and they'll take the ball over on down.
You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
Finding room to the 20. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. We might need a calculator before this one is done. It has been one-sided, and the route rolls on, Greg.
Absolutely, Mike, and they just keep piling on the points. I mean, this offensive play caller, he's saying, it's never enough. I'm going to try to score with every possession, and we've seen him do that all game long.
The kick is good. Makes the score. Commanders 49. Seahawks 10.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This is fielded inside the 5. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. On first down, it's good. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment. Keeps this to a modest gain at best.
2 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. Greg and I back for the conclusion. In a moment, it is 2nd and 9. Here's Prescott. Over the middle, that's the tight end, Johnson. 12 yards on that hookup. First down, Seattle.
And this completion certainly won't be changing the outcome of the game by any means, but I do think there is something to be said for teams that continue to fight. They continue to try to at least finish this game and have something to build off of going into next week.
And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. 12 was nice last time, so they did it again. Another 12-yard pickup and another first down.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
The pickup of 3 brings up 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7.
Yeah! Here we go! Wide 26.
Prescott. Now a short one caught by the tight end, Johnson. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short. That is incomplete. Here we go. There goes what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, like, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
And he will have the Seahawks first down. They wind up getting 13 yards on that 4th down conversion. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Back to throw is Prescott. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. Oh, wait. Hold everything. A timeout has been called. It's seemingly pretty silly with 1 second left in the game. Here comes 3rd and 6.
Let's go. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal.
Here we go. One final play. And it's going to be some points here at the finish line. This is a touchdown. They have fought till the end, but still will come up short.
At this stage of the game, the score is really irrelevant. You want to try to build something positive towards the end of this game, and I think that score will help do just that.
The final act now of this football game, the extra point. The kick is good. And the Seahawks will get just a bit closer. So it's a win here for the Commanders. And they do it in blowout fashion. We thought this might be a competitive battle. It was anything but. Points came early, and often they cruised to an easy victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Oaks. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Commanders are winners, as we say so long from just outside our nation's capital.